Hey guys, I wanted to do just a real quick video because I know there's some confusion around the leadership Zooms that start tonight. And I know we didn't get to talk about this before I left for Denmark because this idea literally came to me on Wednesday on my flight out to LA. And so I talked to the senior presidential directors about it. Of course, we've chatted back and forth. That's how they pick their topics and whatnot. But here's just gonna give you a quick rundown. In July, I ran the 1-star director promo. So we all focused on what our people needed to get to 1-star director. The Jot form explained all of that, right? And people were uploading their graphics, their pictures they took of their left and right that they hand wrote, plus their back office GVU, and some did it really well, and others, you could tell they still were clueless, but they tried really hard, and it was good. It was really easy for me to identify who was a 1-star director already, or even maybe a 2-star director already. And so for those people, I deleted them from the Jot form, and I sent them a message and said, hey, you're already a 1-star director. Congratulations. Let's help your people get to that level so they can earn the promo, the $500 promo, and you can earn that by being their enroller. So with that being said, the people that were already 1-star directors or 2-star directors, I'm 99.9% sure that almost all of them, like 99% of them, actually made it to my piece of paper with their name being already a 1 or 2-star. There are a couple that didn't, because I think what happened was some of them already knew they were, and they didn't fill out the Jot form. And so I didn't see who they were and have that conversation with them. And there may have been 1 or 2 that I did have the conversation, I didn't get it written down. Who knows what? I don't know, right? But then what also was taking place, so let me back up and say this. There is a list that I have of people that are already 1-star directors that I know of, that I reached out to and asked for their email address so I could put them on my email blast. There is also a group, there's 26 actually, that earned the 1-star director promo during that month of July, right, end of June into the beginning of August, that 5-week period. There are 26 that earned it. I have their cell phone and their email because they're on a Jot form. So I put them in a project broadcast tag, and also they are in the email blast. So we have 2 groups so far. We have your current 1-star and a 2-star directors that were identified during that promo time. And then we have the brand new 1-star directors, those 26 people that were brand new during the month of July. Then we have you guys, senior directors and above. And I know there's a couple of you that actually weren't even 1-star directors. So you fell into that category, that you are a new 1-star director, but yet you're technically already a senior director and above. So it's all good. So there's the senior director and above group. You guys that we meet every single Tuesday, 8:30 to 9:30, right? We're there, we're talking business, logistics, whatever it may be, going through our Success Principles book. So what I decided to do was, we have our every Tuesday, 8 to 8:30, I'm interviewing, a different doctor, talking about a different topic each Tuesday. And then at 8:30, have the brand new 1-star directors, the current, right, that were already 1 or 2-star directors, and then you guys who are the senior directors and above. We always meet at 8:30. We're all going to meet at 8:30, all of us, from 8:30 to 9. And we are going to each week do a different topic into the development of leadership, helping these 1-star directors, these 2-star directors move to the point where they are a 3-star director, right? And on to the 1-star executive, because we know that the next leadership retreat that's going to take place next year in mid-year, whenever time that happens to be, that will be our new, either obviously senior directors that we just, are having promote right now until the new comp plan comes out after conference. And Meredith did assure me again, like, testing's going great. Everything's going amazing. They fixed a couple little glitches, but they're over halfway through retesting every single thing. They'll be good to go even before conference, but we're not releasing comp plan before conference. It'll be the week after. So we will roll the next 8 weeks talking about helping develop these 1-star directors into 2-star directors, into 3-star directors, So they will be earning that leadership retreat. And then we will come out of conference with all of these new 1 stars, 2 stars being, 2 stars, 3 stars, and obviously even some beyond. And that means you guys, because they're all in your organization, will be growing to that maybe 3-star director or 1-star executive, 2-star executive, 3-star executive, and beyond. So it's all about developing leaders. And when you look at a 1-star director, they already have 5,000 GVU. And maybe there's one bigger leg, but for a lot of them, they're really good in balance. They really are. They have 2 people that have at least 1,000, and sometimes they've got 3 or 4 that are even at that level. So they're on their way. There's only a couple people that are still really lopsided, but not many at all. When you look at 26 brand newbies and at least 25 to 30 that were identified during this promo that are not senior directors. So we definitely have a good group of people that we can help develop into leadership. Now, I want to say this. Leadership is about duplication, right? It's about leverage. It's about being able to do multiple things to be able to not only help yourself grow, your business grow, but also help other people grow. And so there's a lot of different facets to that. It's not like going manager. Sign up for customers. Give me your credit card. Okay, good. We're done. Woo! You're manager. Congratulations, which is where we all start. And it's obviously where we want to continue to help focus those people become managers, right? Manager making machine. But when you look at 1-star director, that's a much more developed organization. Even from your director, a director just has 2 managers. A manager does about 750, maybe 1,000 GVU. So you're talking 2,000 GVU to go director. Your 1-star director is 5,000 GVU. And many of them had even higher GVU than that. So it's a different business, and it's also a different focus in developing these people to that 3-star director level and beyond, which obviously is going to help you grow your business beyond that executive level, right? Executive 1, 2, 3, and then on to the 1-star presidential and above. So when we look at time spent, I felt like this next 8 weeks would be really good to spend with you guys. Of course, we already meet 8:30 to 9:30, but to bring in these 1- and 2-star directors and love on them and nurture them and help them to grow and develop. And your senior presidential directors have committed to 1 each week training on a topic for 30 minutes from 8:30 to 9 every single Tuesday leading up until conference. So this gives us the opportunity to really see who's ready to run to that next level. What are they willing to do? How are they willing to commit? And are they willing to lock arms with you, with all of us? Because collectively we're going to rise together, right? The more that we stay together and help each other grow our businesses, the more that we're going to be able to do exponentially in helping people's lives. So big time right now in LifeWave's history and the growth and all the things that are here, all the things that are coming. It's an incredibly amazing time. And I just wanted to come on and share with you guys just a little bit around why, because I didn't get to talk to you about it in person a couple weeks ago because it just didn't download from God until I was on that airplane. So wanted to be able just to say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. This is also why we're not inviting directors and managers or anybody else that's new. Okay, this is something exclusive. And this is the last thing I'll say. In life, in LifeWave, in business, when you look at growing and wanting, striving to achieve, how many of you were striving to be senior director so you could be on this leadership Zoom on a weekly basis, or so you could be at the leadership retreats, so you could be a tighter knit community, right? I had somebody the other day say, these SD and above Zooms are exactly what I was needing. I needed this information. I needed this connection. I needed this platform that I was missing in my business. And yes, we want them all to have it. Of course we do, but it's no different than me just getting back from Denmark. It's the exclusivity, right? It's about the proximity. It is about striving for something more. What is next? And it's not just chasing a rank, but it's chasing that all-encompassing what it means to be a leader and what it means to develop yourself and what it means to develop other people. And those managers and directors and our newbies, they can all get there, right? I'm not saying we're not going to do it again. Maybe after conference we will. I don't know. Maybe because I do honestly have more topics to talk about. But I don't know what we're going to do after conference. That'll be determined by God. But I know right now this is what we're supposed to be doing. And like I said, your senior presidential directors, they said, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. We'd love to help share and teach and train, because everybody brings different skill sets to the table, right? We all have different, and they pick their topics. So we all have different things that we can add value to our team as a whole, and also be able to say, hey, this is part of this group. Do you want to be the one teaching next time? Well, just promote to senior presidential director, and then you can be the one teaching, right? You can be the one walking across stage. You can be the one invited to the private events, the exclusive events that LifeWave does, right? And that's what they focus on, do they not? They focus on inviting people to those upper level leadership events, which makes sense. But also, they focus on rewarding the behavior. And just like we have right now, the cruise, the incentive trip for the Bahamas cruise, that rewards behavior. And if you want to be a part of that circle, that group that's going to be going to Miami, and then, our pre-cruise retreat, of course, and then to the Bahamas, and that time, right, those 6 days together, if you want that, then you have to do the work to get the points. You have to enroll, you have to upgrade, you have to promote and help others promote. And so it's really about that connection. And some people will run to do that, and then others won't. It's just part of it. Some people won't. So this 8 weeks is really, I think, going to help identify who are the runners, who are the ones that are striving to be in this group, and who are the people that you are in your organization working with that aren't being invited to this exclusive leadership Zoom that you're working with, so that you're helping them get to one-star director. Because yes, I understand we do have the structure of manager and director and senior director right now, and we will for the next 2 months. I totally get that. But you all understand that structure. You know exactly what it takes. And you also know that structure is in this new comp plan as our 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star manager. It really is. And so even volume wise, obviously senior director's 10,000, but which would be more like the 2-star director, but what requirements are needed there, and structure wise, you're really looking more at just the bare bones basic requirements in this new comp plan. So being able to help identify who you have that's up and coming, and you work with them, you teach them, you train them, you do Zooms with them privately with your group. And I know a lot of you do. You do team Zooms, and I think that's fantastic, because that is part of leadership, right? Not expecting one person or a group of people, small group of people, to do it all, but to be able to have that layered leadership. The layered leadership is really key when you're developing a business. And I feel that you have all, for the most part, expressed that you want to be at the top of LifeWave. You want to be at the top of the company. You want to enjoy the perks and the benefits of not only the finances, but also the freedom, the things that you're going to be able to do in your life that may not have ever been possible before. And I understand that, because I've been there, right? I have honestly been there. And so I just wanted to spend this time to share a little bit more about what's going on tonight and for the next 8 weeks. We will stay on at 9. We'll be happy to, usher them back out. And then we'll stay on from 9 to 9:30 and do some upper level discussions on some things. And of course, finish up our book here in the next few weeks as well, too, before we go into conference. So I'm excited for all of you guys. I'm excited for the timing right now in LifeWave and what we have our hands on, and also what's to come.